Hi, it's Jessica with JZ Knits, and I am so excited about today's video. So I did decide to do it, and today I'm talking about everything that I finished this year in 2025. There are so many projects here, so many things that I want to talk to you about. What I plan to do is kind of give you a little bit of rundown, show you the projects, and tell you what I like about it, what I might have changed, would I knit it again or use the yarn again. I'm not going to go into any kind of like scoring or anything like that. A majority of these projects are in Ravelry with the details, yarn, patterns that I use. Some I didn't, some things I've kind of winged, or especially for like gift hats and things like that, that I was just able to kind of knit up really quickly, or maybe didn't have the yarn. I may not have those details, and a majority of them, what I have here is what I'll show you. I'll talk over a couple things that I made and gifted out, but yeah, let's just jump right into it. So the very first project that I finished in 2025 was mostly a 2024 project, but I did finish it very early January. It was this is the EZV sweater by Caitlin Hunter, and I absolutely love the pattern. Let me start by saying that it is a gorgeous pattern. I've already made one. I wear it so often and I love it. So then I wanted to cast on another in more like neutral colors or fall kind of colors, and the colors and all of that, what I chose is a win, but the fit really isn't. And this was kind of more of a me mistake. The yarn that I chose to do this in the Rerum Gilliat, and it just it doesn't match up well gauge wise with the spin cycle yarn, and it is disappointing. But today when I was pulling everything out, like I've made the decision I'm going to have to rip this out. It is devastating. I'm so dramatic. I mean, it took like 5 weeks to make. It wasn't like it took my entire life, but I just kind of knit into the sleeve so many times to try to make it work, and it didn't. So I'll share kind of what the problem is the yarn gauge for the main color yarn, this cream colored yarn, just doesn't go with the spin cycle. And I think I didn't knit the color work a little too tight. So it just like opens up and blooms too much afterwards. It kind of looks, yeah. And I didn't do my ribbing tight enough on the neckline, and so it just does not fit as good as my first version. I wanted to make it work, but it doesn't. So will I make another EZV? Absolutely, I will. And I may even use this yarn, the spin cycle yarn, but I'm not going to use this Gilliat with this. And I've also realized it's really thick and heavy. So the spin cycle is fine, but I need to use kind of a little bit of a thinner gauge yarn, like I did in my first version. So I don't know what I was thinking, but I will be ripping that out like actually really soon, because I don't want to take into too much clutter into 2026. So that is something I plan on ripping out. Oh, this is my reset cardie. I feel like I've shared this with you all before, but I wear it so often. I throw it on all the time. Reset cardie. It's just so gorgeous. Fingering weight yarn, and absolutely love it. So next, my next second project that I finished is the Ballard Pullover. Oh, so gorgeous. And this is a design by Sari Nordlund. And I finished this in about 5 weeks also. So I cast this on December 29th and finished this on February 4th. So it is like a really nice classic pullover. You can I just love the cable work, how like simple it is. So the cables really stand out. I used Sadness Garn Pure Gynt, and I'm going to be looking down at some notes on this, but yeah, Sadness Garn Pure Gynt, and I used 13 skeins, so it definitely took a lot of yarn, and it is pretty heavy. The only downside is living here in Texas, it's 60 degrees right now on December 31st, and it's just a bit too warm to wear this all the time here, but I have worn it. Like if I travel somewhere cold, this bad boy is coming with me, and I love it. This, to me, I feel like is something that I will have forever and be able to like pass down to my children, grandchildren. Like this is a very classic sweater that I will be wearing for years to come. And so the next 3 projects, like I don't have all of them here with me, but I'm just gonna go into them really quickly. Like 3 different gift hats, one I made for my sister, insert a picture with some yarn that she had picked out. The second one, I just have a picture of me starting it. I didn't even take a picture of the finished object of it, but it was a gift for my son's friend. It was for his birthday. My son wanted me to gift a hat since he kept stealing my son's hats all the time on campus. The next one, my other son asked for this goofy hat. You guys, this is just the funniest thing. He's like, Mom, can you make a watermelon hat? I'm like, okay. And here it is, the finished watermelon hat. I mean, I'll try it on. I think it's actually just so funny. So yeah, watermelon hat. And I don't, yeah. But it keeps more, I was just able to use like scrap yarn from, my son's friend's hat, and then this one, just stuff that I had in stash, but actually pretty funny. And I didn't follow a pattern. I mean, I just cast it on and kind of winged it. But I'll show it to you like unraveled. So that's kind of how I made the watermelon magic happen, but then rolled up. Like, I feel like it does look like a watermelon kind of, but like I held 2 different yarns together to make it look like this green color for the rind, and then the pink watermelon. I mean, I could have done like some black seeds, but I wasn't trying to do too much. I knew it was something that he probably wasn't going to wear a lot. And even today I was like, I'm going to record the video. Do you have your watermelon hat? He'll like dig for it and find it. So not something he reaches for or wears, just more of a novelty and kind of fun. So the next thing that I made, I don't have it with me either, but I do make my daughter a sweater every year for her birthday. Her birthday's in February, so we're already starting to plan for February of 2026. And I made her the Utu cardigan. And that is, Utu cardigan. And I used 2 strands held together of Isager Eco Baby and Fiber Spates Cumulus. And it's very, very soft, drapey. The Cumulus like gives it just a really pretty like sheen, and it's gorgeous. She actually wore it yesterday. My daughter wears her knits a lot, especially her cardigan. Like I feel like it's a lifestyle. She wears her cardigans a lot. So she had it on yesterday. It just looked, so pretty on her. So yeah, we're already in the plans and the works for next week, or for next month. I'll get started on another one for her. And checking my notes, I made that one in 11 days. It was pretty drapey. The gauge for it was pretty drapey, so I was able to finish that pretty quickly. The next thing that I made is my own cardigan. So after I finished hers, I was like, I need a cream colored cardigan as well. I find a lot of times if you like going out, maybe out wearing a dress, maybe something kind of sleeveless or spaghetti strap, it is nice to have, a cardigan with you that you can just throw on if you get a little chilly. So I wanted one for myself, and I made myself, I did a test knit for Minimi Knits Designs, and this is the Instant Gratification Cardi. And I made it, checking my notes here, the Instant Gratification cardigan, and I used Blue Sky Fibers worsted held with Isager Alpaca 3. And it's so soft. I was just checking the notes. The gauge called for 9 stitches per 4 inches. So I made this in like a week and a half. It was just so fast to knit up. And then with this pattern, it's not something that you have to like pick up any stitches for a button band or anything like that. It does have like a rolled in hem, and I like it like that. Just something really simple, not too fussy. Was able to like knit this up so quick. It just does have me thinking I maybe want to make myself like another kind of cardigan like this in a different color, maybe a darker color. But yeah, test knit by Minimi Knits Design. I used to do a lot of tests. I don't do many anymore. I only did 2 tests this year, and both were for Minimi Knits Designs. Okay, so we are moving and grooving. Next, my patterns start to go in a completely kind of different direction. One more gift knit. I say that, but my mother-in-law cardigan. So I did make my mother-in-law a cardigan for Mother's Day. It did take some time. Initially, I wanted to give it to her much earlier than that. She was visiting us in March. So I started this on March 13th, and I finished it May 8th and gave it to her for Mother's Mother's Day. And I'll insert some photos of that cardigan since I don't have it with me. I did the match cardigan, which is a pattern by Caidree, and I use the Berrocco Vintage Chunky, and it did take some time. It took about 2 months to make the size of it, but also like, I chose to make it an oversized even for her and a bit longer, something that she can throw on and be cozy with. And she actually had some buttons that she had and really treasured that she wanted me to put on there. So when I brought it to her, I brought it to her without buttons, and we put on her special buttons. And so it really is a special project. It was so nice to give it to her on Mother's Day as well. So that is my mother-in-law cardigan. And then next we start getting into more of like my summery knits, and I started my Venice top March 31st and I didn't finish this till May 2nd. It did take a while to make. Of course, it wasn't the only thing that I was working on. I was working on my mother-in-law one and a couple other projects too. But what I want to share, it's really hard to show what it looks like from here. So the Venice top is the Venice wrap tank. It's a lot of straps, but it's kind of like a tank that you can wear, like a wrap tank. And why I got this yarn, I got it from U2 Yarn, and I got it from Spring Fiber Fest, the East Texas Fiber Fest, and I wanted something red to go with my red boots for the Beyonce concert. I went to the Beyonce concert and I wanted something that I can wear that, kind of went with my red boots and like the colors that she had for it. So this was so good, and I really, really love it. And I'll insert some photos of me wearing it too for that concert. But it did take some time. The straps, it was just a little bit of a fiddly thing to work on because of all of the picking up stitches and seaming and straps. And you can just see that there's a lot going on with this. So it did take a lot of like time and attention. But when I finished this, I was like, oh, I don't know, let me have a backup plan just in case I didn't want to wear something so strappy. So I ended up next casting on this, what was this thing called? This rib top, fold over crop top. And so I used what was left over from the red of the U2 yarn, and then I held it with like this sparkly and sequence yarn. And this is actually what I ended up wearing to my first Beyonce concert. So I wasn't positive that I wanted to wear something that kind of simple and strappy, but so then this was my backup plan, and I ended up making this like folded over crop top. So how you're supposed to wear it is, this is supposed to go like folded over, and it's supposed to be kind of cropped like that. But how I ended up wearing it was kind of like this. It like cute. Love the concept of a, kind of off the shoulder, cute little top, cute little blouse. Yes, it is cute. I liked the way it looked. I felt really great while wearing it, but it was so itchy. The sequins, I don't know, you see people wearing all of these like sequence yarn. Do they tell you about, and maybe some people can pull it off. It was so itchy. I felt like my skin was crawling out. I'm not going to be able to wear this very often, but it's nostalgic. I wore it to the Beyonce concert in Chicago and had a blast. It was so cute with the red boots. Like, loved my outfit, the way my makeup looked with it, like everything. It was definitely a hit and what I needed. I almost like treat it like it was like a costume. So it fit the bill. I did like it, but I probably will not wear it again because that sequence is just way too itchy for me. Okay, so the next thing that I made, I'm so excited to share this with you. This is my summer vacation tank, and it's a pattern designed by my friend Kate Hammitt on Ravelry, but one of a Kate on everything else like social media wise. And so she designed and released this pattern. the spring, early summer, and oh my gosh, it's so cute. So I really love this summer, and I made it in Lion Brand 24/7 cotton is what the design called for. And it's so light, airy. I love the feature elements in the pattern, and she did a really great job with this. So I'll also add, my mom liked it so much that she wanted her own version of it. So I did make one for my mom for her birthday. I made it for her in a navy color and gave that to her. So I'll insert a photo of that. And then also I did meet up with Kate in the summer, and we got to meet up, hang out, have brunch together, and we both wore a tank. So I'll insert a photo of that too. So lovely pattern. Go check out Kate's designs, but this was a really good one, and a good economical choice too, like for a summer tank, by using like Lion Brand 24/7 cotton. I don't know, like maybe less than $10 it was for the yarn. So a really good choice there. So you can see that there's like some repeats. So since my first folded over rib top was so itchy, I decided, you know what, like, let's try this again. So I made another one. And so this one I was able to make it so it folds over. This, like, you know, in the spring, early summer, like butter yellow was having its moment. So I wanted it to have a moment with me too. So yeah, it's so cute. I really love this. I don't remember what yarn I used. I wasn't taking really good notes at the time. I think I used like a mohair that I had in stash, and then yeah, I'm not positive what I used, but it's got like a nice little soft halo to it. So that is something I probably wasn't really good about planning for this year, was matching like yarn to season. And yeah, for something kind of summery like this, you probably don't need to go with something with a halo. So yeah, probably not the best yarn choice, but I did it for the color. I really did it for the color. I really wanted something buttered yellow. So I need to fix this. I'm gonna put this in a different pile over here because I have to fix this. It is, I love it. It's so cute, but when I bound off the bottom, I was done. I was ready to be done and ready to make something else. Like, it's just a little too tight, and so it's not really wearable. But I'm gonna fix that, and I'm gonna fix that right away because I don't want to take too much clutter into 2026. So the next thing I finished is my, oh, what was this? My yellow, I finished this ivy top designed by Petite Knit. And so that was I made that in buttered yellow and wanted to make another thing in buttered yellow. So this is the ivy top. I use kind of a cottony DK, and this was a win. This definitely was a win, like pattern to yarn choice, size, all of that. I really like the way this looks, this fits, and a very easy pattern. I think I was able to make this in like a week, so fast, or even a few days. Like, just a lot of simple stockinette. The gauge is pretty loose too. So yeah, a huge win for me. This was the Petite Knit ivy top. And the next thing I made was a cardigan for my great niece, and I gifted that to her. I'll insert a picture of what it looked like when it was blocked, but I just used some Sadness Garn DK or Double Sunday in that adorable little pink color, and was able to do the Petite Knit. I don't remember the name of it. I'll insert if I can remember the name of what that pattern was, but something that I've used before. It's like a go-to when I'm gift knitting. And then next, I made the Kathy cardigan. So excited to share with you. This is where I started really getting into like elevated buttons and really trying to match my button choices to my project. So this this is the Kathy cardigan, and it is a design by Rebecca Clow, and I used Red Stag Fibers Yorkshire DK. Oh my gosh, so gorgeous. I love the finished project. the fit, the color, everything. I feel like it looked like the color maybe not be showing up as like yellow as it looks like in real life, but this is gorgeous. Something I was able to wear to Fiber Fest too. Red Stag fiber usually is at the DFW Fiber Fest, so it was nice to be able to wear it and share it in their booth. And it was 3 skeins. I was able to make it from yarn that I purchased. They were at McKinney Knittery. They were doing a trunk show, so I picked up the yarn from there and was able to make it and wear it to Fiber Fest. So that is a huge win. I would make the Kathy cardigan again. Maybe next time I do it, I might do it like in a long sleeve, but I really, really like this. It is a bit warm, and but I love it, and something that I am going to treasure. Okay, so the next project that I made was also a Fiberfest win too, because I used this yarn from Charming Ewe, is the main color, the kind of colorful color, and I held that together with a mohair. And so the Maggie cardigan by Petite knit, and it calls for like a sport weight yarn, so I was able to use like 1 strand of fingering and then 1 strand of mohair, and it kind of gave me the weight for the sport weight for the Maggie cardigan. And it is gorgeous. Like, I just love the finished look of this. Like, the color looks so good, softness, all of it. So Maggie cardigan was a huge win. And here I also used some nicer buttons that I think like match this cardigan really well. So something that I really love and cherish. The next thing that I made was from, do I have the book here? No. The next thing that I made is this Venia top by Sari Nordlund, and it was from Sari Nordlund's Summer Knits book, and it was so cute. I love this. I don't remember what yarn I used. I may have that noted. Let me see if I noted that in my Ravelry. Oh, I did. This is a good thing when I keep notes. Rerum Natural Ulyss. So I used 3 skeins of it to make this top, and really the goal in making this was I got a pair of like rose colored jeans, and I'll insert a picture of the finished outfit, but I really wanted a top that I can wear with those jeans, and this fit the bill so perfectly. So it is always nice when you have a book and you're able to like knit something out of the book. So this was a win. I really like Sari Nordlund's writing style, pattern knitting. So and the bottom was a little bit different for me. It was like a sewn in hem on the bottom, and then the top, I know I had to use like a different kind of cast on and like holding the stitches. So it was good. I really, really like this tank top, and something I definitely want to do more of is knit more summer tanks from that book. Okay, we're get like 2/3 of the way done with the pile, and especially when I think of like where I was at in schematically like time of the year. The next thing that I have is my CP01 cardigan, and I know I featured this one recently. I was wearing it. This is a design by Minimi Knits Design, and it was another thing that I test knitted for her, and I made this in Harrisville Designs, their heritage weight yarn. And yeah, so it's something I reach for and wear often. The yarn is, you know, a little thicker, but it's so cozy, something that I really, really love. Really simple. Like, I really like the button band. Like, I didn't put buttons on. You can put buttons on, but it lays so flat and so pretty. I did size 3, 4.5 skeins, and I really like the boldness of the color, and it's something that I wear really, really often. So the next thing that I made was kind of a flop, not the yarn and not the pattern. It's just me not picking the right yarns and patterns together. This is the Ghost Whisperer top, and you can see I didn't even weave in the ends because I pretty much knew after I finished it and blocked it that it wasn't something that was just a really good fit together. The sleeves are just way too loose for the body. I don't think boucle yarn goes with something that like for this pattern. It doesn't. It's I don't know, if you guys have thoughts on what I should make with this boucle yarn. I did look at the milk vest, but I'm just not a vest person. Maybe I will make it, I don't know. Or maybe do I make a scarf? I think a scarf would be really good with this. It's so soft to the touch. Like, Yeah, I think a scarf could be really good. With the weather here, I don't wear scarves often. See, this is where I just go down rabbit holes. Or maybe a simple t-shirt and not try to do all this fancy sleeves. But I am going to add this with my short pile of things that I need to fix and unravel. So these two things plus that Easy V are things that I'll need to fix or unravel. So I will be doing that really soon, since of course I don't want to take clutter into 2026. So the next thing that I made, I'm so excited to show you this. So this was more yarn that I picked up from DFW Fiberfest, and Fiberfest for DFW Fiberfest last year took place in September. So the second I saw this yarn, I knew exactly what I was going to make. This is my Cleo blouse, and I have been obsessed with this. This probably is my favorite thing that I've knitted. It is so like luxurious. I've used Nordic Star yarns, and it has like a silk mohair. It is just so gorgeous, and you can see that halo. It's not even itchy, not silk mohair, like silk and alpaca. The color is called Ron Burgundy. So funny. So I used 2 skeins of their for the main color, or for the main yarn of that Sari, and then 1 skein held with the DK for all of the trimmings. And I use these like gorgeous buttons. I love it. When I wear it, it just feels like such an elevated blouse. I mean, so yeah, the Cleo blouse, so good. Definitely one of my favorite projects. And then the next thing I made is this clematis sweater chunky, and some of it was also some yarn that I got from the Fiberfest. So I did pick up, let me hang on my notes here on my Ravelry. Oh, the Twisted Ambitions yarn, seriously Sari Alpaca silk lace. So another Sari Alpaca silk lace that I was able to hold with Brooklyn Tweed Imbu Sport, and it gives a gorgeous soft texture, and it's in like asymmetrical blouse, and I use these really nice elevated buttons with it. Like, love the finished project, and it's something I've been able to wear a couple times already. I've like worn it into the office, or you know, I think it's also nice for a date night out. So a really good project. I would knit this pattern again. I would use the yarn again. Well, they don't have Imbu anymore, but yeah, that is a really good one. And so my next finished object, something many of you have been following me around have seen, ta-da! This is my Christmas sweater, and it loosely based off of the Santa baby pattern. I know I've talked so much about this, but main yarn is in the Petite knit double Sunday, and then kind of some random DK from a yarn dyer that has gone out of business for the red and the green, but absolutely loved it. And I was able to wear it, you know, at least on Christmas Eve before Christmas, but you know, something I will treasure and wear a lot throughout upcoming like Christmas season. So I would definitely knit something like this again. I feel like maybe I should do something Christmassy every year for myself. That was kind of fun to do through Advent season, a nice fun December knit. So those are all my garments, and I just have a couple accessories to share with you. I spent a lot of the fall working on my Chicago Bear socks. Most of the season, I started these in September and finished them. And like, it took about 3 months to make these, and I only worked on them during games. So while the Chicago Bears were playing is when I worked on my Chicago Bear socks. So pretty neat to be able to like make these. They had a really good season, made it to the playoffs, and now I've got a finished pair of socks. And then the other finished pair of socks that I have is the Woolens and Nosh Advent socks. And I did finish these just a little bit after Christmas. It did take me some time to kind of like I got a little caught up in the heel. Well, it wasn't even that, it was like super hard to do. It just, I didn't make the time to learn something new until after I can get like a good amount of time to concentrate on it. So I did the shadow wrap heel by Denise DeSantis and kind of followed her advice videos, knitting book, and all of that. But really, really like these. This is my first time doing toe up socks. The fit is really good, tiny bit long, but that's kind of more of a me problem. And then the very last thing that I finished and made for myself is this essential beanie, and I love it. It's so cute. This essential beanie is patterned by Andrea Gaughan, and I purchased the yarn for this when I took a trip to New York, and yeah, made it for me. This is the only hat that I made myself this year. So those were all of my 2025 projects, everything that I was able to finish. I am so glad, if you made it to the end, that you stuck around, and I hope, like, let me know what you think. Is this something that you'll, you know, want to see more of? I think I'm going to try to keep better track of what I'm knitting and making into 2026, and I'll share a little bit more about that and my knitting plans. So yeah, it was so great to join you today.